is a 7-year-old Ukachi. And you might be thinking, why is my hair looking like that? My hair is styled like that because my mother lets me style my hair to church on Thanksgiving Sunday. And I was so proud of myself. I made sure I would not wear a scarf to church this day so everybody can see how beautiful and flamboyant my hair was. At 7, I knew having my hair styled the way I wanted was a big deal. It was part of my identity. As a proud Igbo woman, if I was delivering this talk in the 1900s, my hair would be styled in this Ojongo hairstyle. The Ojongo hairstyle is such a flamboyant one in the sense that my hair will be embellished with coins and beads and cowries and stones, and even colored with camwood, either red or yellow. Or my hair might be in the TEDxOAU hairstyle. The TEDxOAU hairstyle is what you might know as African threading. Sometime in 2022, I decided to do the TEDxOAU hairstyle. And yes, I know I look very pretty. So this hairstyle, I did it just to reminisce on what my ancestors used to do in the early 1900s. Well, what really stood out for me with this hairstyle was the fact that I had people older than my grandparents tell me that this hairstyle reminded them of their childhood. Just imagine. The Yoruba tribe, for example, has so many hairstyles that they try to tell us stories of different people in the tribe. For example, the Shuku hairstyle. Shuku is a style that used to be very common amongst royalty. Then there is the Ere hairstyle that was popular amongst the Eshu worshippers. The ending of the Nigerian Civil War led to the innovation of the hairstyle called Ogunpari, which translates loosely into the war is over. Nigeria as a country, prior to colonization, had various tribes that had various hairstyles that were for them. Well, post-colonization, there was a Eurocentric wave that swept across the country that made people start embracing more Eurocentric hairstyles. But after the Civil War, a lot of Nigerians started to start embracing their natural hair the way it was. Well, in the early 80s, there was the popularization of chemical hair straighteners, what you might know as relaxers. This is me. I got my first relaxer at 5 years old. And I had that done consistently for 12 years after that. When I turned 17, I made up my mind to never relax my hair again. I might want to just say hair is just hair, or hair is just hair. But the truth is, hair is not just hair. The wake of the End SARS protest made us realize that hair was not just hair. Imagine being a young Nigerian walking around with your hair, maybe locked up, you have locks. The chances of you getting picked up by security personnel and be labeled a criminal just because you have locks is a lot higher than the average Nigerian that does not have locks. In 2015, I was in A-levels. And then I got approached by the security personnel of the school because I wore my hair in an afro. And after going back and forth with this woman for almost 30 minutes, because as we all said in 2024, we're not going to agree for anybody. I was not going to agree for the woman. We had to go through the rule book of the school, only to find out that the only rule in the book against hair was against colored braids. But in this woman's mind, my hair was against the school rules. Then in secondary school, I used to see my male colleagues get punished regularly because they did not cut their hair low enough for you to see their scalps. But the biracial students were always given a pass to not even cut their hair at all. It used to make me wonder, were clippers only invented for black people? Also, when I was in secondary and primary school also, when I go to catechism, I always catch up with my friends from other schools. And I would always ask them, why is your hair, why do you have low cuts? Why is the hair cut so low? And they always tell me things like, oh, my school is a missionary school. We have to cut our hair. We're not allowed to grow out our hair. Or my school is a government school. And those in the missionary school, I always ask them, I know you have white classmates. I had never seen a white person that had low cuts. Do the white students also have to cut their hair low? And they always tell me, no, the same rules don't apply. So there are different consequences for the same action. My older sister, Adeze, is a medical practitioner. And during her time of practice, she used to tell me so many stories about how the nurses on the ward would always call her and shout at her because she wore her hair in the natural state. Not that her hair posed a harm or a health hazard, just because it was in its natural state and it didn't look like conventional, sleek, and stuck back. So why is embracing our hair the way it is very important? It helps us tap into a depth of self-love that can only be gotten from within. Here we get internal validation from ourselves that we are beautiful anyhow we are. We don't need to seek validation from outside. Also, in Nigeria, there is actually no law that is against how people, that goes against or that is made against how people getting judged from how they look. Well, if we embrace our hair the way it is, and actually spark up conversations about hair, and people not allowing people to be judged about their hair, there will be laws made to fight against people being picked up randomly just because they have dreadlocks. So I thought deeply, oh, what can I do? What should I actually do? What steps can I actually take to deal with this? What can I actually do? The first thing is through positive representation in the media. When I say Wole Soyinka, what comes to your mind, aside from the various books? His grey afro. Well, I don't know if anybody here has an image of Wole Soyinka in their head without this afro. I doubt it. Wole Soyinka is not just Wole Soyinka, the Nobel laureate, the professor, because he wrote numerous books. He's also Wole Soyinka because of this is how he looks. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie has been an inspiration for me since I turned, I think, 16. And Chimamanda, one reason I love listening to Chimamanda talk or watching her in public appearances is because of, I know Chimamanda is going to come on stage with a banger hairstyle. I mean, look at this. Also, my friend, Chef Moyo Odunfa, just won the Chef of the Year at the Afrofusion Awards. And you can see that Moyo always has her hair styled in elaborate, locked hairstyles. Positive representation in the media helps us to spark conversations about why people should not be judged based on their hair. And it also helps us to fight stereotypes such as natural hair is not professional enough or dreadlocks are dirty. This was me on my most important day of my life yet, my convocation from the Department of Electronic and Electrical Engineering. And I made sure to style my hair myself in this beautiful hairstyle. Then, at my cousin's wedding also, I also made sure to style my hair in this beautiful hairstyle. I mean, I look very pretty. Then, this hairstyle that you are looking at I did this hairstyle just for a presentation in front of the Nigerian Minister of Power, Works and Housing, and the entire board of trustees of the Rural Electrification Agency. I made the decision by myself in 2019 to only wear my natural hair for my big events. Example, I'm on the TEDx stage now, and my hair is styled like this. It's authentic form. So I would also urge us to also respect people's choices. What might seem unconventional to you might hold deep significance to other people. So every other person's hair choices, as long as it doesn't physically affect you, should not affect you. Okay? Respect their choices and let them make decisions that benefit them the way they seem. Also, I would urge us to speak up. Do not be quiet. Do not be silent. Silence means you condone something. When somebody is making derogatory comments about your hair or somebody's hair in passing, engage them in intellectual conversations. Don't just let them pass and just be like, hey, it doesn't concern me. It concerns you. Speak up. Everybody has the autonomy to choose whatever style they want to choose, the way they want it. The reason why we should all embrace our hair the way it is and not even judge people is because this helps to create an inclusive society, an all-encompassing society for the younger generation, so they can grow up in a society that even though I might look different from you, we are still the same. On that note, I would like to end with this saying from Jalal Rumi. I am not my hair. I am not my skin. I am the soul that lives within. Thank you.